Good morning and welcome back to the island. If you haven't been here before, we're Marjolein and Anne and we live off-grid on a tiny island in the Mentawais, Indonesia. Living so remote means that getting food can sometimes be a little complicated, and our meals are probably a little different to what most of you eat on an average day.
Ayo, kita masak lagi dia.
There are no shops or restaurants on the island, and we often get asked about what we eat and where we get our food from. So, what better way to show you than taking you along for a day of cooking and eating on the island? Good morning! We just finished breakfast. Just making a coffee now. For breakfast we had something they call gete, which I think in English is called taro. It's definitely one of my favorite breakfasts. Might not be for everyone, but I really like it. It's taro. First you have to peel it, then you have to cook it or steam it, and then once it's ready you eat it with grated coconut, and I think it's really yummy. And also it's one of his favorite breakfasts as well. And the taro, in one of our previous videos you'll see also us going to the garden. Well, it's kind of like the forest, but they call it the garden here, to find the taro, but the person who owns that part of the forest wasn't there and we were not just gonna steal it. But then like a few days later he came and he brought us some, so that was super nice. And now we can eat it. So yeah, that was our first meal of the day. I usually have coffee together with breakfast or just after breakfast like right now. So this video will be about what we eat here on the island. It's not like one of those videos like, oh, I ate this because this is good for me or whatever. Like, we just really eat what's available here. We don't really have another choice. I mostly cook local food. I think about 90% of what I cook is like local recipes. But then sometimes I do cook bread or something, like I really crave some European dishes from time to time, but it's just very difficult because none of the ingredients can be found here. If you are wondering where do we get the food, like where do we buy stuff like rice and sugar and flour, we have another video about that which I'll link up here as well. You've probably noticed in the videos that I like coffee. And Indonesia's got some great coffee, so that works out good. Though it's not available locally, I have to order it from mainland Sumatra or from Java, but that's fine. That's an effort I'm happy to make. Time to get lunch ready. We mostly eat fish, I'd say 80% of the time. But yeah, it's been like the ocean's been really cold, there's been lots of jellyfish, and our boat is drying up on the land, so we haven't been fishing. So we are actually gonna eat one of our chickens. I made curry of it yesterday, so now I only have to heat it up. If you've watched any of our previous videos, you know that we don't have any electricity, so I can hear you wondering, how do you keep curry good if you cooked it yesterday and then you're gonna eat it again today? Well, the trick is to just heat it up. No, not just heat it up. The trick is to heat it up right before you go to bed, and then first thing in the morning, and then also again before you eat it. And that way it stays good. Yeah. Lunch is served, so we have curry, chili sauce, taro, and rice. And of course, not to forget, there's also the dogs we have to eat. We just give the dogs leftover from our food mainly, really. We do have a little bit of like dog food, but you can't buy any dog food in the Mentawai Islands, or at least in Siberut. So we have to get that from Padang, so we try and yeah, not to give it until it's really necessary if we don't have anything else. Yummy, Ekela.
Makan ka.
Right, enough editing, time to make some dinner. So because we don't have any fish and the chicken is also finished, I think we're gonna have just omelette tonight with, of course, chili sauce, which they call cabe here, which is Indonesian for chili. But you pretty much can't have any meal out here without it. I thought maybe it's a nice idea to have some vegetables in the omelette, but since we haven't been to the village in about 10 days to get fresh fruit and vegetables, we don't have a lot, but we have something growing in the garden. These are called rimbang. I actually don't know what they're called in English. Rimbang is the Indonesian word. If you know, let me know. Right, I think this should be enough. It's actually funny because like I spend a lot of my time cooking here, but I don't usually share a lot about it on social media. I don't really know why, because I've always loved cooking ever since I was little, but yeah, I don't know, like somehow it's like not cool or something if you're cooking and taking care of the household. I don't know, or maybe it's also because, you know, this kitchen is quite basic and it doesn't look great on camera. Safe to say I can't wait till the kitchen in the new house is ready. I'll definitely be cooking up a storm in there. Right, and there you have it. That's what we eat in a day, living on a remote island in the tropics. I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Anne is feeding the chickens, and then we're gonna have dinner and yeah, relax for the rest of the evening. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.